A viral wave of concern is spreading online after two separate creators shared their own warnings about where the world may be heading. While they are speaking from different perspectives and discussing different situations, both videos have sparked the same reaction from viewers. Growing anxiety about the future, rising costs, and whether people are truly prepared for what may come next. The first story comes from a rideshare driver who described an encounter with an elderly wealthy couple during a pickup in New Orleans. According to him, the pair appeared highly successful and were discussing major business moves during the ride. He overheard them talking about selling off properties and finalizing business deals before heading to California.
When I pick my passengers up, I let them talk. And if it involves me, I'm going to jump in it. This one didn't involve me. This is that one time I'll jump right in on the conversation. And I think y'all might want to stick around and hear this mother through. I picked up an elderly white couple in their mid to late 70s. To do what? When I say well-to-do, we ain't talking hundreds of thousands. I'm pretty sure in the upper millions. Trust me on this here. They were here in New Orleans, conducting business. In other words, getting rid of businesses that they own, finalizing this. On their way to California, I just dropped them off the airport to finalize the last properties they own in this country.
He also mentioned their daughter was traveling internationally to handle similar matters involving family assets. What caught his attention was not just their wealth, but the urgency behind their actions. Curious about what he was hearing, he politely asked if something serious was happening.
How do I know? They on there talking to their daughter. She's in London on her way to Canada to dispose of whatever business they got going on out there. So now Aunt is a little curious. I'm curious as mother. So I just asked her, listen, I don't want to get in y'all business, but is something going on? I said, I know we talking about the war and all of this, and I hear y'all flying around getting rid of stuff. The wife didn't say nothing, but she looked at her husband, he looked at her. The man told me, he said, listen, all I can tell you is this here.
Instead of giving a detailed explanation, the older man reportedly offered one simple piece of advice. Get your family together and be prepared.
Just get you and your family together. I said, sir, listen, I hear this on TikTok. I hear it all the time. I said, I know prices are going high. That man said, this ain't got nothing to do with prices. Just get your families in line. If you can, try to put things together to manage at least a minimum of 6 months to take care of you and your family.
The warning became even more intense when the man allegedly said people should have enough resources to care for themselves for at least 6 months. When the driver asked if things could really become that serious, he says the response was chilling. The man reportedly said that whatever someone imagines as their worst nightmare, multiply it many times over.
So I said, is it going to be that serious? That man told me, what's your worst nightmare? What's the worst thing you ever thought could happen to you? That's why I can't think offhand. He said, anything that you ever thought was the worst could happen to you, put that 10 times that amount. He said, listen, I don't tell you these things to scare you. And I don't want you to be afraid because there's no reason to be afraid. What's going to happen is going to happen. Now, I'm listening to this man telling me this. And he said, but since you asked, just get you and your family in line.
That moment instantly turned an ordinary ride into a story that captured social media attention. Viewers were especially struck by how calm and confident the man allegedly sounded. There was no panic in his words, only certainty. To many watching, that made the warning feel even more powerful.
So I'm telling everybody out here, some is going on. Because these people here trust and believe me. If y'all would have saw me, you know I'm not bull about these. These mother is up there somewhere. I don't know what the they do. But I do know they getting rich for a reason. And when that man told me a minimum of 6 months to get my lined up for that little time, guess what? A minimum of 2 years. My is gonna be lined up. I don't give a you can call me paranoid or hallucinating. I'm following mother.
The second viral creator focused on a different issue: global oil supply, rising gas prices, and the economic pressure that could come from international conflict.
Attention all U.S. citizens. In exactly 5 days, we are all cooked. Now, if you don't already know, the U.S. is receiving its last oil shipment.
In his video, he warned that supply disruptions in major oil regions could cause serious problems worldwide. According to his viewpoint, if countries begin competing harder for limited energy resources, prices could rise sharply and affect nearly everything people rely on daily.
Which means a couple things. One, gas prices are going to skyrocket. Yeah, we already knew this, and we said this last time, and they never skyrocketed. But I'll explain why it's really going to happen this time. We're currently experiencing gas prices rising because other countries who have already lost access to gas and oil deliveries are bidding to purchase the gas that we are purchasing from other countries. We are going to turn into one of those countries outbidding the other countries. So it's not just going to go up $1 or $2. It's going to fucking go up like $6 to $7. You want to know what else this means? 20% of the oil supply in the world is ending on April 15th. On April 15th, 20% of the world's food supply is just going to stop. 20% of factories, 20% of manufacturing, 20% of anything related to energy, which is everything, is going to stop.
He explained that oil is tied to much more than fuel for cars. It affects food transportation, manufacturing, factories, shipping, and the overall cost of goods. If supply chains become strained, the impact could spread quickly through multiple industries. That is why he urged viewers to pay attention and take preparation seriously.
People are going to die. Millions of people are going to die. It doesn't matter what your opinion on the war is. And even if it ended right now, it wouldn't matter because everything related to oil in Iran was destroyed in the war already. It's going to take years to rebuild this. People are going to suffer for years because of this war. 20%. 20%. So stay prepared.
Although these two creators are speaking separately and sharing different opinions, many viewers noticed a common message between them. Uncertainty is growing, and waiting until the last minute may not be wise. One warning came through a personal, real-life encounter, while the other came through analysis of world events and markets. But both pointed toward the importance of being ready. Online reactions have been strong. Some people believe these warnings are signs of larger problems ahead. Others feel it is always smart to stay prepared no matter what happens. Many viewers said even if the worst predictions never come true, building savings, stocking essentials, and having a family plan can only help. That may be the real reason these videos are spreading so fast. People everywhere already feel the pressure of inflation, global tension, and economic uncertainty. So when separate voices raise similar concerns, audiences naturally listen more closely. Whether these warnings prove accurate or not, one thing is clear. Millions of people are paying attention to the possibility that difficult times could be ahead. And for many viewers, the biggest takeaway is simple. Stay alert, stay prepared, and do not ignore the signs around you.